The Namesake by Jhumpa Lahiri. The Namesake is a novel that explores the complexities of cultural identity and family relationships through the life of Gogol Ganguly, the American-born son of Indian immigrants. The narrative spans several decades, detailing Gogol's struggles with his name, which symbolizes his ties to Indian culture and his parents' heritage. As Gogol grows up, he grapples with the expectations of his parents, Ashok and Ashima, and his desire to forge his own identity in American society. The novel delves into themes of displacement, assimilation, and the search for identity, highlighting the nuanced experiences of immigrants and their children. Let's deep dive into the book. The origin of Gogol's name. The story begins with Ashok and Ashima Ganguly, who have recently moved from Calcutta to Cambridge, Massachusetts, where Ashok is pursuing a PhD. After the birth of their son, they name him Gogol, after the Russian author Nikolai Gogol, whose work played a significant role in Ashok's life. The name, meant to be a temporary placeholder, becomes a defining aspect of Gogol's identity. This section sets up the central conflict of the novel: Gogol's discomfort with his name and its cultural significance, highlighting themes of heritage and identity. Gogol's childhood and adolescence. As Gogol grows up, he becomes increasingly aware of the uniqueness of his name and the cultural differences between his Indian family and his American peers. He resents his name, feeling it marks him as different and prevents him from fully integrating into American society. Gogol's struggle with his name reflects his broader struggle with his cultural identity, caught between his parents' expectations and his desire to assimilate. This section explores the challenges of growing up in a bicultural environment and the pressures of conforming to societal norms. The decision to change his name. In college, Gogol decides to legally change his name to Nikhil, a more conventional Indian name, hoping it will allow him to distance himself from his Bengali roots and create a new identity. This decision marks a turning point in his life, symbolizing his rejection of his heritage and his attempt to assert his individuality. However, the name change also creates tension with his family and a sense of disconnection from his past. This section delves into the complexities of identity formation and the impact of cultural heritage on personal choices. Relationships and identity. Gogol's relationships play a crucial role in his journey of self-discovery. His romantic relationships with women from different cultural backgrounds, such as Maxine, an American, and Mushumi, a fellow Bengali American, reflect his ongoing exploration of identity and belonging. These relationships highlight the challenges of navigating cultural differences and the ways in which they influence personal connections. This section emphasizes the interplay between cultural identity and interpersonal relationships, illustrating the novel's exploration of love, identity, and belonging. The impact of Ashok's death. The sudden death of Ashok, Gogol's father, profoundly impacts Gogol and serves as a catalyst for him to reconnect with his heritage. Ashok's passing forces Gogol to confront the significance of his family history and the sacrifices his parents made. This event also leads him to reflect on the meaning of his name and the legacy of his father's life. This section is pivotal in Gogol's emotional growth as he begins to reconcile with his cultural identity and the complexities of his family's experiences. Marriage and disillusionment. Gogol's marriage to Mushumi, a fellow second-generation Bengali American, initially seems to offer a sense of cultural connection and understanding. However, the marriage faces challenges, including Mushumi's infidelity and their mutual dissatisfaction with their lives. The dissolution of their marriage underscores the difficulties of forming relationships under the weight of cultural expectations and personal desires. This section explores the disillusionment that can arise in relationships and the impact of unfulfilled expectations. Rediscovering his roots. Following his divorce, Gogol begins to appreciate the importance of his cultural heritage and the sacrifices his parents made. He becomes more involved with his family and embraces aspects of his Bengali identity that he previously rejected. This journey of rediscovery is not straightforward, but it marks a significant shift in Gogol's understanding of himself and his place in the world. This section highlights the themes of acceptance and the gradual process of coming to terms with one's identity. The significance of the name Gogol. As Gogol delves deeper into the meaning behind his name, he learns more about the circumstances that led his father to choose it. He discovers that Ashok's near-death experience in a train accident and his subsequent recovery were closely tied to the works of Nikolai Gogol, which Ashoka was reading at the time. This realization helps Gogol appreciate the name's significance and the personal history it represents. This section emphasizes the theme of names as symbols of identity and the connections between personal history and cultural heritage. Gogol's reconciliation with his past. The novel concludes with Gogol finding a sense of peace with his dual identity. He embraces the complexities of his cultural heritage and the different influences that have shaped his life. Gogol's journey reflects the broader immigrant experience of negotiating between preserving one's cultural roots and adapting to a new environment. This final section emphasizes the novel's themes of reconciliation, identity, and the acceptance of the multifaceted nature of personal history. Legacy and reflection. In the final moments of the novel, Gogol reflects on his parents' lives and the journey he has undergone. He acknowledges the lasting impact of his parents' choices and sacrifices, and the importance of understanding and embracing one's heritage. The novel closes with Gogol beginning to read The Overcoat by Nikolai Gogol, the book his father gifted him, symbolizing his acceptance of his name and the legacy it carries. This section encapsulates the novel's exploration of identity, cultural heritage, and the enduring influence of family. Let's meet together the main characters of the book. Gogol Ganguly, the protagonist, struggles with his cultural identity throughout the novel. Named after the Russian author Nikolai Gogol, he finds his name to be a source of confusion and embarrassment, reflecting his broader discomfort with his Indian heritage. As he matures, Gogol navigates the complexities of his dual identity, eventually coming to terms with his cultural roots and the significance of his name. His character arc explores themes of identity, belonging, and self-acceptance. Ashoka Ganguly, Gogol's father, is a dedicated academic and immigrant from India. His decision to name his son Gogol stems from a profound personal experience involving a train accident and a book by Nikolai Gogol. Ashok embodies the struggles and aspirations of immigrants as he strives to provide a better life for his family while preserving his cultural heritage. His character highlights themes of sacrifice, resilience, and the impact of personal history on identity. Ashima Ganguly, Gogol's mother, grapples with homesickness and cultural displacement after moving to the United States. She embodies the traditional aspects of Indian culture and is deeply connected to her heritage. Ashima's experiences reflect the challenges faced by immigrants in adapting to a new culture while maintaining ties to their homeland. Her character explores themes of cultural preservation, motherhood, and adaptation. Mushumi Mazumdar, Gogol's wife, is a Bengali American who shares a similar cultural background but has a complex relationship with her heritage. Mushumi struggles with her identity, feeling constrained by cultural expectations and seeking independence. Her marriage to Gogol ultimately fails, highlighting the difficulties of reconciling personal desires with cultural expectations. Mushumi's character examines themes of identity, cultural conflict, and the search for autonomy. Maxine Ratliff is an American woman Gogol dates, representing a contrasting cultural background to his own. Through his relationship with Maxine, Gogol explores a different lifestyle, one that is more liberal and detached from his Bengali roots. The relationship emphasizes Gogol's struggle to fit into different cultural contexts and his longing for acceptance. Maxine's character highlights themes of cultural differences, assimilation, and the challenges of cross-cultural relationships. Let's explore together the main themes and concepts of the book. Cultural identity and assimilation. The Namesake delves deeply into the complexities of cultural identity and the challenges of assimilation faced by immigrants and their descendants. The novel explores how characters navigate their dual identities, balancing their Indian heritage with their American upbringing. This theme highlights the internal and external conflicts that arise from trying to reconcile different cultural influences. The significance of names. Names play a crucial symbolic role in the novel, representing identity, heritage, and personal history. Gogol's struggle with his name and his eventual acceptance of it reflect his journey toward understanding and embracing his cultural roots. The theme emphasizes how names can carry deep cultural significance and how they influence one's sense of self. Family and generational differences. The novel examines the generational differences between immigrants and their children, particularly in their attitudes toward cultural traditions and identity. Ashok and Ashima's experiences as immigrants shape their perspectives and expectations, while Gogol and his sister Sonia face the challenges of growing up in a different cultural context. This theme explores the tensions and misunderstandings that can arise within immigrant families. Displacement and belonging. The theme of displacement runs throughout the novel, highlighting the character's feelings of being caught between two worlds. Gogol and his family experience a sense of not fully belonging in either their Indian or American identities. The novel explores how these feelings of displacement impact the characters' relationships and sense of belonging. The immigrant experience. The Namesake provides a nuanced portrayal of the immigrant experience, capturing both the challenges and the rewards of adapting to a new culture. The novel reflects on the sacrifices made by immigrants, the struggle to preserve cultural heritage, and the desire for a better life for future generations. This theme underscores the resilience and adaptability required to navigate the complexities of immigration. Let's talk about the author. Jhumpa Lahiri is an acclaimed American author of Indian descent, born on July 11, 1967. Known for her insightful exploration of the immigrant experience and identity, Lahiri's work often focuses on the lives of Indian Americans and the cultural complexities they navigate. Her debut short story collection, Interpreter of Maladies, won the Pulitzer Prize for Fiction in 2000, establishing her as a significant literary voice. The Namesake, her first novel, was published in 2003 and further cemented her reputation for crafting compelling narratives about identity, family, and cultural displacement. Lahiri's writing is characterized by its emotional depth, keen observations, and nuanced portrayal of characters' inner lives. Her work has garnered international recognition and has been translated into numerous languages, making her a prominent figure in contemporary literature. Sincere thanks for watching. If you found this summary helpful, consider taking a moment to hit the subscribe button, like or share the video. If you have any feedbacks or book requests, make sure to leave a comment. Regardless, I wish you a great day.